Hello,
Or no, who did it?
everybody.
Are we?
Hello.
I think it might be back to clock.
Are we back?
I think we are back. I think it's
That-
time
That's good.
Yes.
to fight.
Before we were mere embers, but now we've become a raging flame.
I have to make an announcement.
Yeah.
We, as a channel,
Yeah.
Team Cobrastryke Lightningbolt, have made a glorious mark this day.
Yeah.
We have 69 followers.
Yeah, buddy!
Ooh.
I'd like to thank the Academy for this award.
Nathan?
Yeah?
There only is one more thing we need to say.
What's that?
Nice.
Nice!
Nice. So what we're going to do here is we're going to look through all of our TRs and TMs for mostly poison and steel moves. What?
Your Turs and Tums, Rusty?
Yeah, my Turs and Tums.
Fuck y'all.
Because we are getting ready to fight a bunch of fairies.
Here.
Fairies.
Bunch
Thankfully,
of fairies.
Thankfully, fire resists fairy. So,
Yeah, I think we're probably pretty safe here. Clef Key gives me a little bit of feelings.
look, Clef Key, steel.
Yeah, this is true.
And I don't think in this gym, maybe one of the gym trainers has one, but
Klefki wasn't introduced in the game until the DLC.
that's what I thought.
Okay.
There
is a steel fairy type, though, in this gym.
Yeah. I'm not going to tell him what it is, but yes, there is.
Well, if it's not Klefki, that narrows it down a bit.
Yeah. So, Nate.
Yeah?
How do we know what Pokemon Rusty has?
Well, you see, Ian, if you look at the bottom of his screen there, there's a little tracker that tells you which of his Pokemon there are.
Oh, that's neat.
That is neat.
That's a cool tracker.
Yeah, I want it for my own streams.
Well, Nathan, I happen to know a little bit about that. If you wanted that for your own streams.
And I do. Let me be clear. I'd even be willing to join a Patreon for it.
Well, you see, that's an app called Pokelink. So if you were to head on over to patreon.com/Pokelink,
well, bam!
You could in fact even get that cool tracker app, and it actually in real time is automatically tracking. It has features that are automatically tracking in gens 2, and then 3 through 7. 1.
Oh yeah, 1's and 3 through 7.
Yeah, 3 through 7.
1, 3, and 3 through 7.
Yeah, so most of the time you've actually seen it on this stream. It has been auto-tracking. Now,
even in the gens it doesn't have automatic tracking, it does still have manual input, so you can still customize it.
Yeah, and one more time for those in the back, that's patreon.com/Pokelink.
Well, bam!
I'm pointing at it.
I see that.
Yeah. So, if we definitely suggest you go give them
several dollars
if you have the option. We understand that world sucks right now, and you might not have the option. That's completely fine.
Which is fine because there is a free.
Is in fact a free version.
Yep. But you don't get access to the 2 or 3 times weekly updates that go out if you are using the free version.
Right.
It's a bit ridiculous how often he updates it.
I'm absolutely not using the most recent version. Just because...
I mean, every time I go and download a new version, he's got a new one ready the next day.
Yes. It's like,
you just update it too often.
We're joking. Jez is the creator. Jezebel is one of the coolest people.
We stand. Speaking of people who are being stanned, it's Marnie.
We do stand Marnie.
There are a lot of Marnie stands.
There are an entire town of them.
There is an entire town.
Oh, it was Sammy who's our 69th follower. Okay. That's a person I went to college with.
All right, let's
shout
see.
them out at
I
some
want to
point.
look at what kind of candy I have,
Just
which is a bit.
yeah. That's honestly how I do a lot of my off-stream grinding is candy.
Whoop. Maybe not Cinderace yet.
I think you have till 40 is what you've got.
Probably not absorb anymore. Let's double check that. How late do? Oh, Pokemon up to level 60 will listen to me, so I'm actually good.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
Cinderace is probably going to listen to me forever, no matter what I do. I would have to work very hard to get it to. Not listening to me anymore.
Yeah.
I do think I want to push everybody to 40, though.
40.
I think I was like 40. No, I was like mid 40s, I think, when I fought her.
Ooh, yes. Get rid of Ember,
Turn it.
please.
I did not teach my Inferno, just mostly because Inferno.
You had burning jealousy.
Yeah, Inferno also misses.
It do.
I mean, when it hits, it's great. But and it gets a little better if you like run, max flare off of it, because then you don't have to worry about the.
Hey, it was great back when Z-moves existed.
Yeah.
Or at least much more viable in an in-game play.
Yeah.
You can kind of get away with a lot of stuff now, when Z-moves were...
I was going to say, Z-moves made a lot of stuff really interesting.
Yeah. I really do like the way that Z-moves kind of exploded what things you could viably take through an in-game play.
Well, it also like made moves that were not worth it way more viable, so that's fun.
I agree.
I like the way that Gigantamaxing kind of builds on Z moves and balances them a little bit.
I do think it's a pretty good balance between Mega Evolutions and Z moves. I think it kind of strikes a
happy
I certainly
medium.
don't think that Dynamax is balanced in a singles form.
No. I think it's much better in doubles.
Yeah, I think it's much more manageable in doubles.
I have been playing a lot of doubles recently.
I don't know exactly. I don't keep my thumb on the pulse of BGC, so I don't know. But
no, I've been doing a lot of doubles recently, just because doubles are fun, and you have to think differently in doubles.
Yes, you do.
And so that's always fun to go and do.
Yeah.
And I keep just barely I keep last Pokemoning with the other guys in doubles. That's fine.
Yeah. It's very easy to get down to the wire like that. I believe in you, Rusty. I think you'll be the next fairy gym leader.
Yeah. That's definitely my goal.
You seem like it.
Using my classic fairy type, Blaziken.
Yep.
The alternate form of one of your Pokemon is fairy.
Yeah, that's really all you gotta ask for.
Yeah.
One of your Pokemon in another form is fairy.
If you were to go to Alola and breed that Ninetales, you could potentially would eventually be a fairy type. I don't think there are currently any fire fairies. Memory serves.
I do believe it's one of the missing types.
That would be interesting.
So if you had to design a fire fairy type, what would it be?
I would retcon the Gen 6 starter.
I like Delphox.
No, I'm kidding.
That's not a bad one. I think I might try to do a alternate form of Larvesta, honestly.
Really?
Fire Fairy instead of Firebug.
See, I was actually thinking, do a form of, give a, whatever the next region form of Litwick is. Make it a candle.
See,
That's also a good one.
The more along the lines of what I would be thinking, because I feel like making a Pokemon based on a Will-O-the-Wisp, like that screams Fire Fairy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's what I would do. Is I would literally make not Galarian, but next regionian.
Like a based on
yeah.
Wisp.
Yeah.
The only problem with that is that it would look a lot like a Ghastly.
Yeah. I was kind of imagining something that looked a little bit like Calcifer from Howl's Moving Castle.
Yeah, something.
Yeah. Which is basically what a Litwick looks like, honestly. Kind of.
Yeah.
The kind of expression and stylistic design of Litwick is very evocative of Calcifer.
Okay.
No.
So bringing up the list. Oh, is bad thing happening?
I got confused.
We got flattered.
Yeah. Okay. So I brought up a list of unused types. There are about, I don't know, a little over a dozen of them.
Most of them are normal. And something.
Yeah. Which is
unused.
interesting to me. It seems like normal would be the most common type.
It is one of the most common types for a Pokemon.
But it's one of the least common dual
Paired with
types.
other stuff very often.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Because it's so common and literally normal, you would think it would be also the most common pairing. And
Yeah.
I'm interested in as to why it isn't.
Well, so the things that it's not with are ice, poison, bug, rock, ghost, steel. So the thing that draws my eye is normal ghost.
Yeah.
Because I think that's interesting.
There is a Catmon that is normal ghost.
That stands.
It's a voodoo doll. No, wait, that one's normal fighting. Or ghost fighting. It's kind of like a mummy. It's like a floating mummy.
It's fire that resists fairy and not the other way around, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Remember, if you change yourself to a fighting type, you are
Weak to fairy.
weak to fairy.
I know.
Okay, just making sure that is stated. God of War.
Yeah.
So
Rad.
as low accuracy as Pyro Ball is annoyingly accurate.
It's like 90 accuracy.
Isn't
It's like
it? Isn't it 100?
No, it's not perfectly accurate.
.120 base power, 90 accuracy.
See, I was thinking it was 85. Okay. It needs to be 85, Jesus.
It's just straight up better than flamethrower. Is what I remember.
Flamethrower is 90 accuracy.
Flamethrower is also special, and Pyro Ball is physical, so it's hard to compare the two.
Yeah.
Right.
But kind of getting back, normal ghost is like you could do a lot with, I think, because it helps neutralize one of normal's the thing that's super effective on normal, which is fight. So I think that's really interesting. I like types that have interesting coverages on each other.
So, Rusty, going down the list, you are held at gunpoint. You have to come up with the Pokemon based on a normal ice combination.
A normal ice is
Yeah, what is
a
that
well, I have a conundrum. My first thought is that it's a refrigerator.
Yep.
But then it would have to have refrigerate as its ability, obviously, which then takes away its strength and being normal.
It would lose its normal stat then.
Which is a bummer. So my second
is
thought...
also already a refrigerator Pokemon.
There is a Pokemon that can be a refrigerator. It's not standard refrigerator. There's a Pokemon that can possess a refrigerator.
Yes.
So that's not the way I would have gone with it.
Well, Ian, what would you base a normal ice Pokemon?
It would be a humanoid Pokemon, I'm kind of thinking, like sock type.
Yeah. Shaped like sock.
Kind of in that form, and it would be based off of like somebody that lives up in the mountains. Like almost like a hermit type.
Yep.
So it would be that's kind of the way I would base it off of. It might have a cloak.
Yep.
So kind of like a little bit more physical version of Snorunt and
yeah, Like
I can't remember its name, even though it's one of my favorites. Frostlash, yeah.
Yeah, kind of. Those are.
I hate Glalie and always remember Glalie's name.
Yeah.
Yep.
Glalie should.
Hate is stronger than love. That's what that means.
Yeah.
Glalie shouldn't be.
I like
Glalie.
It's a screaming mouth.
Yeah, it is.
What? Okay, this is how I imagine having a Glalie is. Have you ever seen those videos of the Huskies that are just so great and adorable? Because you've got this really, really fluffy, huge idiot that's just like, ooh! Now imagine that without it being attached to a fluffy idiot. It's just the screaming.
Glalie, it looks kind of pissed off.
Yeah, you take all the kindness and happiness away from a big, lovable husky, and what do you have? It's just screaming. It's just screaming. There's no redeeming quality to that. When it's attached to a fluffy big idiot, it's very endearing and lovable and happy. But even if it was just a screaming husky head, you would hate that pet.
Oh, yeah, I definitely wouldn't want to own a Glalie, but I like the design.
Yeah.
I think that he kind of looks like a hockey net.
I think he would be physical, but I think my normal ice type would mostly be physical.
Yep.
It would get rock climb at its learn set.
It would be like a Yeti.
Yeah, kind of sort of like that. Like it would get some rock moves.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Just straight up a Yeti is also a good way to go with normal ice, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I've had
would have avalanche.
Yeah.
Would kind of be its thing.
That's a good one.
I would also probably. I don't know exactly how this is working, but like it would have its own ability.
Yeah.
Probably called like Hermit or something.
Okay.
If it is the last Pokemon around, like in your party,
yep.
It would get like a defense boost or something like that.
Interesting. Well, give us like the last thing you send out.
Mm-hmm.
That would be cool.
With its hidden ability being like Slush Rush or something to get usage on ice teams. Yeah.
That'd be cool. If I were to task with designing a normal ice Pokemon, I've actually had this design sitting in my head for several years now. Oh,
come on.
You got poisoned. Ha ha.
Poisoned.
I'm sorry for your loss, Rusty. Don't mess up.
Good job.
She's the wizard because she's so bad. Like the power glove.
Yes.
So I've had this design kicking in my head for several years now. I would like a Pokemon based on a big horned sheep, like the ones with like the giant horns.
Mm-hmm.
And this one's horns would be so big that they spiral around and form skis.
So you're going with the Tauros is normal, Go-Goat is normal grass, this thing is normal ice kind of feel to everything.
Kind of, yes. A lot of normal types are based on like mammals like that.
Yeah.
So yes, its horns are so big that it can use them as skis, so it skis around on the map. And its signature move would be Ice Sled, which would just basically be an ice-type version of Flame Charge. Weak, but it boosts its speed by 1 stage.
I like that.
Ability, Rock Head.
Oh, that's clever.
So that way it could double edge real hard.
You also have to give that like head smash.
Something like that.
Yeah. Like
at least give it the ability to breed head smash.
Yeah.
So, that has been the design that's been floating around my head.
Okay. I like it.
I one shot a Togekiss, so that's pretty neat.
Pyroball and Sun good.
Togekiss's physical defense is also relatively
Low.
or is, I think, one of its weaker stats.
Yeah.
Rusty, come up with a fire grass Pokemon.
I want to talk about this. Aside from what you're asking me, which I am going to answer, but first I want to say, Game Freak, stop being cowards. Give us a starter that is grass fire, fire water, and water grass. Just do it. Just do it. There's enough games. If it doesn't work, having one where those starters don't work well, fine. Just do it. I don't care. Just get it done. What?
Gen 5 does exist. I don't know really what you're...
A lot of people don't like the starters in Gen 5.
That I understand. I was upset when Emboar was revealed.
Yeah, no, Emboar just, like... They could have done so much, and then they didn't.
I feel that way about Serperior. Why isn't Serperior part dragon? Why not?
I do really like Emboar now. At the time, I was very upset about it.
No, like what I'm saying is everybody thought the starters in that game left a lot to be desired. So, but okay, fire grass, Rusty.
So fire grass. Just a second. I am winning the game here. It is ridiculous to think that this alchemy can do anything to me at this point. Okay.
Yes.
So grass fire. Stick with me. Think Flabebe.
Okay.
Okay. This is a grass fairy kind of thing.
Yeah.
But instead of the grass type, it's fire type, but it still retains. It is a grass type that has caught fire.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe a flower or a somehow animated patch of grass or something. But it has the ability pixelate.
Okay. Interesting.
Just because I think that fairy works really well with the animated physical objects thing.
Yeah.
And since this is a grass fire, it's an animated kind of more physical plant than a dinosaur. It leans heavier into grass than it does into dinosaur with a leaf coming out of its head, right?
Yeah.
So it keeps that fire and grass typing, because that's physically what it is. It's a plant that's on fire, but it is also animated, so it has pixelate.
Okay. What normal type moves would it be able to pixelate?
Swift. Although
Okay, that makes sense.
Swift doesn't exist in game right now, does it?
It does. Hop gives you the TM for it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
See.
Grass fire. Hyper beam. I don't know. I would have to have a look at. I'm not super familiar with normal type movesets, largely because there aren't a ton of them that I run. They don't do much for coverage, and most mons. I mean, that's just not. I don't plan my teams around the normal moves that they're going to learn.
Yep.
So I would need to look them up.
If you're looking for special normal attacks, you're looking at like Tri-Attack or Hyper.
Tri-Attack is good, but I don't know if it fits with the theme of, actually I do like Tri-Attack because it's grass, fire, and fairy.
Yep.
Yeah, I actually do like Tri-Attack a lot.
Yep. Oh, so you have a Lampet now.
I do. Look at that boy.
I decided to go ahead and immediately evolve mine into a Chandelure, because I didn't think there was any other moves that were really worth waiting for. Because mine already knew Shadow Ball, I had the TR and things, so. And it doesn't learn Flamethrower to level up, because...
Oh, it doesn't?
No.
Okay, then I am also going to evolve it immediately.
Yeah, that was the thing I was looking for.
Yeah.
Does it learn Flamethrower? And then it didn't. I'm like, oh, well, let's just do this then.
And it already has Shadow Ball, right?
I don't know.
Mine did, but I had a TR. So Rusty and I were kind of thinking setting grass on fire.
Yep.
Together. So what I was initially thinking.
Yep.
Is like it's got something to do with either dried grass or grass clippings.
Yeah.
And hear me out. Haven't really thought like what the Mon looks like.
Yep.
But I thought of a cool mechanic.
Yep.
Kind of like Storm Drain.
Okay.
But if it gets hit with a grass move,
yeah,
it powers up its fire type.
Okay, so it's like Flash Fire, but grass.
Right. But if it gets hit with a grass move, it powers up its other type.
Okay, run that by me one more time.
Okay, so grass move.
Yeah.
So say you switch into to a Leaf Blade or whatever.
Yeah.
Its fire type move gets powered up.
Okay.
So
just like Flash Fire, it gets the Flash Fire.
Effectively, yes.
Okay.
But again, it's not.
I'm following you now.
Okay. But again, if the okay, you're putting me at this.
No, I'm not. I'm genuinely trying to understand.
Okay. So again, it's like it gets a Flash Fire boost, but instead of getting powered up by another fire move,
yeah,
the fire type gets powered up by a grass move.
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Yeah. So you throw this Pokemon into
it's Flash Fire, but activated by grass move instead of fire moves.
Right. And I
can give you a name, Kindling.
Yeah. See. And its signature move is called Wildfire.
Yeah.
And what it does is it'll do one of two things.
Yeah.
If you've been boosted by its ability.
Yeah.
If you use Wildfire, that it's stronger.
Yeah.
But it gets rid of that boost.
Okay. So it expends the Flash Fire boost almost?
Yes.
Okay.
The idea is that it is literally taking your grass move and setting it on fire and using it against.
It's kind of cool.
It would be relatively low base power. Like in its initial form, it would be 40 or 50 base power.
Yeah.
The other thing I was thinking is it could be a high base power move once that burns up your grass type.
Okay. Kind of like Burn Up.
Yeah, kind of like Burn Up. Where, Burn Up gets rid of your fire.
Like that.
Yeah. That was kind of what I was
just
thinking.
A pure fire type.
Yeah.
Okay. You could just make it based on a campfire at that point.
Yeah. That's kind of what I was... Well, so again, what initially led me to that...
Yeah, anti-bear...
Yeah. What initially led me to that point was was actually grass clippings, setting those on fire. Dried grass. So that's kind of where I started.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how I would do it.
Well, that's way better than my idea. I was just going to base it on that trade that has the exploding nuts.
That works too.
I kind of like that. My thought was kind of an alternate form of Trevenant, maybe even a regional variant of Trevenant.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was thinking more tree plant, less than grass. I know I said grass or flower, but my imagination was honestly leading me towards a tree that was on fire.
When I think of cool or interesting Pokemon, I kind of want there to be a gimmick.
Yeah.
And so, but that I think I would go that second way, that like it's burn up. You get one use, and it burns your grass type up. Yeah. And so instead of burning out your fire type, burns out your grass type.
Yeah.
And so
that's rad.
Yeah, you gotta roll the dice. Like, do you want to be able to, are you still needing to fight a water type or something?
Yeah.
It would probably.
So does it just fail if the user is not grass type?
Yeah, I think so. It would either
fails if you're not fire type.
Yeah, it would either fail, or it would be like, a very low base power.
Yeah. It depends on how you word the ability.
Yeah. Yeah.
You could word the ability to work for multiple types, such that it loses its secondary type, but boosts its primary type.
I would actually probably like it to fail if the user wasn't grass.
Yeah, I like
that.
To
keep the theme of what you're designing, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
It would make it more consistent with how we're not.
Yeah, and that mechanic already exists, so yeah, that's probably how I would do it. And I think that's interesting, making a call like that.
So the next type on the list is Poison Steel.
Poison Steel. Oh, yeah, I know what mine is.
You should go first then.
Okay. It's another regional variant. I know this is.
Don't say
cheating.
Beedrill.
No.
Okay.
Hone Edge.
Interesting. Like a poison dagger sort of thing.
Yeah. Like an assassin's type dagger.
Okay, that's neat. I like that. That's clever.
Mm-hmm. And that's
so. Is the final form not a sword and shield?
That's kind of what I'm.
Because a lot of the regional variants are branching off to a whole different thing.
Yeah, it would probably not be a sword and shield.
It's a cloak and dagger, guys.
Yeah,
that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
that's kind of cool. I'll give it to you.
And I know that's the second one I said. Oh, regional variant, but
yeah.
Hey, regional variants are starting to be just an assumed thing in games. Yeah. So I'm down with designing around the first type of a combination being a regional variant.
Was like, there's already a sword Pokemon.
Yeah.
And
an assassin's dagger is kind of cool. Yeah.
And when I think Poison Steel, I'm like, okay, what's the first thing that comes to mind? I'm like, okay, like a poisoned knife. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, what's the base design that around? I'm like, well, there's already a Pokemon that is a sword.
Yeah.
So that would be, the. I don't know exactly what the like the Dex flavor text would be, but
yeah.
I get it could have no guard. Also, it might have its own ability that's. I know what I don't know what I would call it. Powers up. Almost like a technician boost, but it powers up priority moves. Like priority moves.
Yeah, I like that a lot, Ian. That's rad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your Shadow Sneak or your Sucker Punch. Yeah. Something like that.
This makes me want to design a whole set of Pokemon that run after RPG tropes.
Yeah.
That is kind of cool.
Again,
this sort of did that with the Kalos starters. Sorcerer, Knight, Thief.
Yeah. Again, just kind of leading into the assassin part there. They probably wouldn't name the ability that, but,
Yeah.
I did the wrong thing, didn't I? Yep.
Yeah. Snorlax, you want to hit physically.
I can't ever remember if I want to hit it specially or physically. My thought process always goes, well, a foot would just bounce off of it.
Yeah, no, you want to.
But that's actually not true. A foot would drill through it like a drill which pierces the heavens.
Yeah.
Good job, Rusty. That's definitely a different angle than I would have thought. I have been thinking. This is another Pokemon that's kind of been floating in my head for a while. I always thought it would be cool to have a Pokemon based on lead and lead's properties to insulate radiation. So the radiation is the
definitely meant to swap to Cinderace and do a Blaze Kick here.
It's okay. Just hit it with a fighting move.
Yeah. Well, that's its third stockpile.
Yeah, he's gonna be fat.
Yeah.
At least you're gonna outspeed him.
Well,
I'm so fast.
If you crit here, it's fine. So just crit.
And you are multi-striking, which means you have 2 chances to get a crit.
Yeah.
Or you'll just kill him next turn.
Or it'll paralyze me and wreck me. Oh no, it didn't. Yay!
I think if you get paralyzed, you've had enough speed boost that it shouldn't matter. Snorlax is very slow.
Yeah.
So yeah. And again, I can't think of a real design for it. But it would be cool to have a poison type move based on radiation, like radiation blast or something, that has a chance of burning you.
That is cool. Kind of like a scald.
Like it's a radiation.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm envisioning for Poison Steel, kind of a cross between Beedrill and Naganadel, which both look very similar anyway. But
Hornet inspired.
A very pointy bug where the stinger is made of metal was what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Ian, I think Ian wins the cool design on that one though.
Yeah. The next on the list, normal poison.
Normal poison.
Oh, I've got mine. Platypuses can have venomous stingers on their feet.
Okay. No, that's true. That's good.
You make a platypus Pokemon.
Yeah, that's basically the right answer. That's like the correct answer. Let's see if we can come up with something different.
I really like that answer.
Oh, you're right. Inferno is super 50 accuracy, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, Inferno is...
Okay, well, we'll replace that with something.
Yeah. It's definitely worth it to invest in a TM.
Yeah.
Or Burning Gels. Whatever.
Normal poison.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it looks like a Ditto. It's goopier.
Yep.
Or
its name is Grimer.
Its name is Grimer, and it is just retconned to be normal type. Like, I realized that I just really, like, they screwed up Gen 1. Grimer should have been normal type.
Okay.
And the time they should have changed it was with Alolan Grimer getting dark type.
I actually really like Alolan Grimer having dark type.
So the only,
I do too.
Like,
yeah.
The only thing I can think of. Oh no.
Atmore.
Plague Doctor.
Interesting. You're definitely going for a little bit more of like the humanoid designs.
Yeah,
which I'm down with.
It's what I do.
Yeah.
I don't create beasts very well.
A lot of people when they saw
I knew that was going to happen.
It was going to evolve into like a Plague Doctor type Pokemon.
Yeah.
I thought the beak kind of looked like it. I think it still draws inspiration from it.
Yeah, like that's. Well, I was again working with normal type. I'm trying to kind of stay within that.
Yeah.
He would get a lot of. He would get a lot of like your poison gas, your like your smog type moves.
Yeah.
Your smog,
Belch.
belch, things like that.
Yeah.
He would also get a lot of sound based moves. And yeah, that's kind of where I am.
Yeah.
Not my flattest work, but
No, I see where the basics could be.
yeah.
Could be there. We've already talked about Fire Fairy. Next one is Ground Fairy.
Oh, that's really easy.
Yeah.
It's a satyr.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
where I'm coming from,
Yeah.
I think people think
Mr.
satyr.
Thomas is a one.
What?
Mr. Thomas is a one now.
Yeah. Well,
I like James McAvoy. It's okay.
well, where I think where I need to make the distinction where I'm coming from, because I think people might think like grass with that.
Yeah.
With
the pan flute and everything.
Yeah. Is that I'm coming from the Fae background,
Yeah.
not
I
necessarily.
can definitely see where you're getting the fairies.
Yeah. Yeah. And also, I think he would also get like high horsepower.
Yeah.
Boobs.
Well, it seems like everything gets high horsepower now.
Yeah. Yeah. Lots of things got high.
That got a huge distribution from one generation to
Yeah. Again, high horsepower. He would also get things like grass whistle. You know, I think he could get grass moves.
But you can definitely see how like the ground can kind of intertwine a little bit.
Yeah. So again, what I was thinking of, I'm like, okay, so I actually started with fairy. I'm like, okay, let's look into like fae type stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, what do I associate with like ground, like a fae that could like have something to do with ground? I'm like, oh, satyr.
Okay. Yeah, I like that.
You know, honestly, he would get high horsepower, but honestly, I think he's a special attacker. Again, using his pan flute things.
Yeah. Get moves like hypnosis.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Yeah.
I think Pied Piper sort of thing.
I don't know what his main ability would be, but I actually really do like his hidden ability being pixelate.
Yeah.
So that he could, you know, throw out pixelated hyper voices, things like that. Yeah. Again, I don't know what his main ability might be, but that's the way I would go about it.
Actually, this guy's gonna have a flying type. Naked mole rat.
Naked mole rat.
Ground fairy.
No, that makes sense. Like, you can definitely see how that would happen.
Again, I'm still in that like humanoid.
Yeah.
I'm trying to not be. All right, Nate, what you got?
Best I can come up with is another Diglett regional variant.
See, naked mole rat.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe we just combine those two concepts.
We're thinking the exact same thing.
Yeah.
I almost said a naked mole rat Diglett variant. I literally almost said it and then decided not to.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to co-sign on that one.
That is the Nathan and Rusty combined.
The idea of brainstorming is that you come up with your own idea, bring it to the table, and workshop it from there.
Right.
Next typing is normal bug.
I have it.
Okay.
This is a joke. Need to this. I need to start with that.
Yeah.
Something went horribly wrong with the bug collector in Bill's lab.
Okay. Just like it's like a Jeff Goldblum sort of
situation. Goldblum the fly, yes. That is a joke. That is not my answer.
You could like make a whole Pokemon based on like a Kafka sort of thing, Metamorphosis sort of thing.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
Yeah, like the
I'm
Pokédex entry
thinking-
would be like, legend said that one day a man awoke and it was this bug type Pokemon.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
I'm thinking Silkworms. I know that we've already got like Cascoon and Silcoon,
Yeah.
but those are not quite the same thing as just straight up Silkworms.
Yeah.
Retcon the Wormadam line. The urban Wormadam should have been normal type. Normal bug.
Are you saying we already had enough fire steel bug Pokemon?
Yeah, Steel Bug is a weirdly covered type, isn't it?
It does have its entries between what Fortress, Scizor, Escavalier.
Yeah.
See, I was thinking a Pokemon based on a cockroach.
Gross.
And I know we already do technically have that in Pheromosa, but only technically.
Only kind of.
Well, Heracross is more of a beetle than a...
Yeah, no, Heracross.
Heracross is based
Or
on
not
a,
Heracross, Pinsir.
Yes, Pinsir is based on a stag beetle. Heracross is based on a beetle.
Yeah.
And like beetle-themed characters being heroes is a theme in like Japanese media.
Mm-hmm. And
But yeah, just a Pokemon based on a cockroach.
no, I think that's a good call. Again, just kind of I was kind of thinking the same thing. You know, bugs that have adapted to
An urban environment.
A cockroach. You know, flies, something like that.
Yeah. Well, if you have a fly, you have to be flying.
Yeah, I know. That's why.
Electric fighting. I'm surprised that one hasn't been done yet.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking about that.
I want to check exactly what is Larvesta's better stat currently.
Should be attacker at the moment.
Attack, but barely.
Yes, you have a modest Larvesta, so it has an attack lowering nature.
Mm-hmm.
You will be very good once you become a Volcarona. You will struggle until then.
Yeah.
Did you get the Eviolite while you were in that town?
It is on Larvesta.
Okay, good. Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
So, hear me out.
Yep.
I know. I said I would stop doing regional fairy.
Yep.
But I really like this.
Yep.
And we would have to figure out another one for Sock, but throw.
Okay.
Okay. So, so the
you could do like Sock is the electric one and Throw is the fire one, and kind of have a Magmar.
No, I very specifically want Throw to be the electric.
Okay. But you could have kind of like a Magmar
Electabuzz type, situation. But he went up. The Pokédex entry would say something. A group of Throw, in the midst of their training, went up to a tall mountain during a thunderstorm or whatever.
Yeah.
And harnessed the power of electricity. And I just normally you think of again it's Electivire but actually with fighting, like with actual fighting stat. It's kind of the way I'm thinking of it. You don't get a lot of low physical electric types. Most of the good ones are are fast, and so I think that would be interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. It might its ability might have something to do. It changes Storm Throw to be an electric move. Something like that.
Niche.
Yeah.
Oh,
Even an electric type version of Storm.
I get it.
or something.
Storm.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
You know.
Is that all based on the Storm Throw?
No, it's not.
Okay.
It was based off. Okay, what? Why would a fighting type Pokemon be electric?
Yeah.
And it went into the mountains and harnessed the power of electricity. It might be based off of Zuko yelling at God at one time.
I see.
Well, that's a very common trope.
Yeah.
Is the fighter not knowing who he is and going and yelling at the forces of nature.
See, my cop-out answer, I guess, is you make the new generation's Pika clone based on a kangaroo rat, and kind of that kangaroo boxer trope.
Yeah. I like that, actually.
Yeah. So it's kind of like hopping around doing its kind of boxy thing.
Yeah. It needs to get Iron Fist and its Thunder Punch is real good.
Yeah. You don't have to get much more complex than that.
Yeah.
Okay, are you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is another regional variant.
Okay.
And it needs a pair.
Okay.
And so maybe one of our other types that we're missing with a fighting pair can fill this in. But Hitmonchan,
yeah.
punching moves get the electric type added to them.
See, I actually did think about that.
Yeah.
I initially
There
thought...
is precedent for a move called Electrify that adds electric type to a move similar to flying.
I did think about doing Hitmonchan first, but then I'm like, and then I decided to go with Throw.
I will tell you, Rusty, there are two fighting combinations that are unused. One is ground and one is fairy.
The ground actually works really well with that.
I like Hitmonlee getting a mirroring fighting ground combo.
Yeah.
So we get regional variants of Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan that get an additional type and a weird-ass ability that throws type matching to a weird place.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I think that means Hitmonlee is just better there, but
yeah.
Well, Hitmonlee is just better there anyway. So
Hitmonlee would win the one-on-one.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, that's my answer.
Bug Dragon is the next one.
Oh, what I do with Bug Dragon.
Yeah. And yes, acknowledging the fact that one of either Flygon or Yan Mega should be Bug.
I was gonna say, you correct the mistake that is
Dragonfly Pokemon, not Big Dragon.
Yeah.
One of the dragonflies should have been a dragonfly.
Yes.
Yeah. I would give it to Yan. Honestly, I would give it to Yanmaline. Just.
Yeah.
I think the Yanmaline.
I don't even think it's regional variant. I think it's retcon. We've retconned things before. We gave a bunch of things fairy type.
We've retconned when we've introduced new types.
Yeah. The retcon also happened with Dark type. The retcon also happened with Steel type.
Yeah.
We will say that.
Yeah.
To be fair, nothing in Gen 1 became Dark. The only thing that changed, the only retcon that happened was Magnemite become Steel.
Bite became dark. Bite became dark.
Yeah, moves changed, but the only Pokemon that changed types were the Magnemite, which had the Steel type.
Yeah. But yeah, I would again. But let's kind of think about.
I did not want this to be a Steel type.
It is. No. Why do you not want this to be a steel type?
Well, I didn't want to be tempted to use Inferno. I figured I was just going to Shadow Ball whatever this is.
Which you could totally do.
Shadow Ball
It's
is not.
neutral.
Yeah.
I would pick Inferno just because why not? What's it going to do to you? But
So,
guys have
I do want to take a pause here.
Yeah.
We were having this conversation when we left the gym, which is great. We've been holding this conversation topic for a while, but I evolved my Lampent. I want to show people specifically the stats here.
Yeah.
So we've got a Cinderace, which which was bred and vitamined up at level 1, so it does not need to be hyper trained. This is already as perfect as it's going to be.
Yeah.
154 attack.
Yeah.
A regular ass Chandelure has 158 special attack.
Yeah. Keeping in mind that Chandelure does have a decent chance of... I think it probably does have a perfect special attack stat. If it's not guaranteed, it's a very high chance that it has that one. But you have had arbitrary effort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yes,
And I've had no place for arbitrary effort values to go with the Cinderace. It was already candied up.
You vitamined it before.
Yeah.
I believe Chandelure does have the highest non-legendary special attack, if memory serves.
Among
Non-mega, non-legendary.
Yeah.
Among fire and ghost types, I think you technically have to amend that to fire and ghost types. I don't think it outright wins. I think I'm not sure.
Yeah. But I think if you exclude megas and if you exclude legendary Pokemon, I think Chandelure. Let's take a look.
I want to continue on this conversation that we were having, though.
Yeah.
Also,
Bug Dragon is what we're
on. Yeah, I think we're all in agreement. Yanmega would be super cool if it was a dragon type.
Yeah.
Instead of normal.
Yeah. Technically, it is beaten by Ash Greninja. But other than that, Chandelure has the highest.
Yeah.
Out of all Pokemon, Chandelure has the highest non-legendary special attack stat.
Non-legendary,
Non-meg. After Ash Greninja.
Is Ash Greninja compatible with Sword and Shield?
No.
Greninja
is not Mega.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
So Bug Dragon.
Well, I think the easy answer is a big fuck off Tremors worm.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought about that too.
Though possibly you want to do ground instead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that would be more ground dragon.
Yeah.
I'm kind of thinking like kind of based off Locust.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm kind of workshopping that in my head. I also kind of thinking like some armored bug.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But you could base it on the giant megafauna, back when Earth had high oxygen levels.
Yeah.
You had those centipedes that were 15 feet long or something like that.
That's what Yanmega already is.
Yeah. It's based on those giant dragonflies that were had the wingspan of them. You could do that with the giant centipedes that were 15 feet long. So I think that's probably the direction I would go.
Just like a squishier Onyx?
Possibly. I'm not sure mechanically how it would.
Oh, I'm not talking about mechanically. I'm talking about visibly.
Yeah.
It would, no matter how hard and scaly it is, is going to be
Yeah.
squishier than a rockworm.
Yeah.
Visibly.
Yeah. So you could totally do like a giant like fuck off centipede and just be super duper.
Yeah. That's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Honestly, I initially thought Rayquaza, but like with bug armor.
The next type on the type chart.
We're done.
Normal rock.
A Geodude, but without the arms.
Okay, I was initially thinking that too. Here.
Yeah, that's
here,
my joke. Let me actually think about that for a minute, but that's my joke.
Yeah.
Regional variant of the Geodude line. No arms, but legs.
That would be very silly.
I hate it. Thanks, I hate it.
That would be very silly.
Well, like, Geodude is inherently really silly too. We're just used to it because we grew up with it.
But without if
With 4 legs.
but with 4 legs.
Geodude would look like an upside down music note.
Yes. I'm not kidding. He would also get access to the kicking moves. He would get, mega kick, double kick, blaze kick, things like that. That would be his gimmick.
Okay.
Standard ability, rock hit.
Interesting.
Again, head smash,
Yeah, you want that stab.
that head smash, that double edge.
I do want to go back to the Hitmonchan, Hitmonlee variants here. I want to make it clear with the abilities that they have, where like their ability Storm Punch and Quake Kick,
Yeah.
adding that type to punching and kicking moves. So if your regional Hitmonlee knows Blaze Kick, it's a fire ground move. It doesn't turn it fire fighting, or it doesn't require that the move be fighting.
No.
Yeah.
It turns kicking moves. It adds the type to kicking moves, not to fighting moves. In my design space. Sorry, I just wanted to make that clear. Okay, back to what you were saying.
Yeah.
Geodude feet.
Geo feet, dude. If we're going regional variants, Crystal Onyx.
Normal rock, huh?
Yeah.
I almost feel like the Crystal Onyx would almost lend itself more to...
Yeah. That's kind of what I was thinking. But no, that's my thing there.
Yeah.
Geodude, but with feet.
Yeah.
That being said, yes, I know that Geodude already has regional variant, and it's actually one of the coolest regional variants, I think.
It's got eyebrows. What you could do is you could make it based on salt. That might be cool. Or even like, because I was thinking like originally like make it just based on like pure carbon, so like a diamond, or like it's a piece of coal that evolves into a diamond.
That's cool, actually. Yeah.
But I was almost thinking that like that would almost lend itself a little bit fairy and kind of clash with Carbink and Diancie in them.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe something in that space.
Ooh, that hurt.
Yeah.
It did. Well, it's a dig in a sandstorm against a fire type.
Sandstorm doesn't boost ground moves.
Whatever.
Now it is literally a...
It is a Sandrush Excadrill, which is fucking scary.
Yeah. No, Excadrill is scary.
Yes, Excadrill has been busted for 5 generations in Sandstorm, or for 3-4 generations, however long it's been. It was since Gen 5 in Sandstorm.
Introduced in Gen 5.
As a matter of fact, it was banned in Gen 5 OU.
I remember. But yeah, that would be my doubling down on
Stop.
that.
Yep. So the next type on the list, Ice Poison. How do you do Ice Poison?
That is.
Off the top of my head, if you want to do it in the vein of like Pokemon based on pollution, you could do Black Ice.
You and I were thinking a similar thing.
Same design.
Yep. So mine's not exactly that.
Yeah.
So mine's a weather setter.
Okay.
I was actually thinking Poison Rain, or the
Acid Rain.
Yeah, the Acid Rain.
Based on Acid Rain.
Is what I was thinking.
You like be introducing a new type of weather?
No, but it could work in either. Now it is better geared to like blizzard conditions, but it could work in rain too.
Yeah.
I would give its signature move would be poison type, kind of in the vein of like a hurricane or a thunder.
Okay.
If it's in rain, it becomes
100 accuracy.
100 accuracy.
Or if it's in ice, it becomes in blizzard. It becomes 100 accuracy.
Right.
Or in hail.
Yeah. If it's in either one.
Yeah.
So, yeah. The trade-off I would do to that is if it's in any other weather, it fails. Because I think that's really good.
Yeah.
Having a pivot.
Work in 2 weathers.
What?
Having 2 weathers.
Yeah. Having a pivot in 2 weathers.
Yeah.
So if it's in sun or if it's in sandstorm, would fail. And of course, you would still get blizzard.
Yeah.
And again, it would kind of be based off of, acid rain, pollution type thing.
Interesting.
You and I are kind of in that same space.
Yeah. I was just thinking you could totally make Pokemon based on like black ice, maybe like a black ice snowman. That looks all like mean and grumpy.
Is this just another Darmanitan regional variant?
No, I don't think so.
No. He would have a frowny face.
Yeah. I don't know what kind of moves it would have, but
Beat up. It would be things like that.
yeah, like what? Like the evil snowman archetype is a thing.
Yeah.
Oh, this is
But,
the Eevee one.
Yeah.
That's
all my favorite Beyond, Jolteon.
But that's you and I were kind of working in that corrupted ice, corrupted weather vein.
Yeah.
What you got, Rusty? You got anything?
For poison ice.
Mm-hmm.
Is there something with frostbite? Is there something there in a design space?
Probably.
Actually, yeah. Frostbite and poison, like necrosis. Like it could be like the necrotic Pokemon.
But what does that look like?
Ice spiders are like a thing.
Yeah.
Like.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
This is gonna be burned
At
as
risk of
hell.
it being bug.
Yeah, no. There are poison spiders. Yeah, it's fine. And spiders are not bugs, very specifically.
Spiders are totally bugs.
They're not
Yeah.
insects specifically,
insects.
is what
They
you're
are not
saying.
insects. They're totally bugs.
Yeah, that's the distinction I was wanting.
I don't think bug is a biological term. So, a thing we have for small, mostly land-based arthropods.
Yeah. But again, you think of insects when you think of bugs, and spiders are not insects. It's kind of the distinction.
Oh!
His
duck face.
He's very much duck face there.
Next one is bug dark. Again, one of those types that you'd think they would have done by now. I feel like those two types
my
blend each
first
other.
thought was, no, surely there is one already.
Yeah.
But I can't think of it.
So the obvious one is you make one based on a nightcrawler. Have it be just a big old worm.
Yeah.
Oogie Boogie. Just a big old mobile sack of bugs.
There is actually
It
something
knows things like hypnosis because it sings. Sorry, Ian, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're fine. I was actually going to say there is kind of a design space there, like a hive of something.
Yeah, they've kind of touched upon that with like Vespiquen.
Yeah, and that's kind of
the order.
Yeah, it's kind of.
Which you could totally use those order.
Yeah, kind of what I was thinking with that. But I would go off of like a praying mantis, just because one, I think those things are creepy.
Yeah.
And no, I know it's. I have to say, I know it's been debunked. This has been debunked, but for a long time, I was like, oh, they killed their mates.
Yeah.
Things like that. I know that has been debunked.
Yeah.
Because that study was like, nah, dude, those bugs were in like super high distress.
Yeah.
Like they don't actually. If you go observe them in nature, no, they don't actually do that. But like, I don't want to say like it's based on like a jaded love or something, but like almost like it's got a bad rep, kind of like Absol does. Absol's not a mean guy or a bad thing. It just every time you see Absol, shit goes wrong.
Yeah.
And so,
the whole correlation is not causation.
Right. Something kind of in that space. That's just what my initial thought is.
Yeah.
Not saying it's good, but again, thinking on what Rusty said, the sack of bugs in a hive.
A scarecrow.
Interesting.
Well, so here's
That's
my thing.
infested with bugs.
Well, you could do like a scarecrow or something, or you could go real fucked up, like Parasect. So Parasect is been taken over by the mushroom.
Cordyceps.
Yeah. So it could be that used to be an animal that's now like been taken over by this hive, and that would be kind of interesting.
Yeah.
And you get your attack orders and your defend orders and stuff like that. That would be kind of that was my other thing we said after we talked about sack of bugs.
Yeah. Next one is normal ghost.
Regional variant. Ghastly lied. I'm kidding, by the way.
I think the obvious one is you base it on a bedsheet ghost.
I love that.
Make it real cute.
No, it's a Mimikyu regional variant, Ian.
Yeah. No, that scans, Nate.
So it's just a Mimikyu without the Pikachu?
Yeah, it's actually a normal Mimikyu. Mimikyu is the Alolan Mimikyu.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
The normal ghost is just a regular ghost sheet.
Yeah.
We just happened to see the regional variant first.
Aha. And they just happen to look like that in Galar too.
Yeah.
But no, I love that idea. Like, it's still got disguise.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you lift the cheat, you die still, because whatever the fuck is under that. I love that idea. Oh,
The shiny one has a grocery list on the backside of it. Like the ghost from the SpongeBob episode.
Shopping list.
now some dev hid that like on the inside of the model.
Yeah.
You have to no,
Push into it at this specific angle.
Yeah. No, the shiny would be like a brown sheet instead of a white sheet.
Or polka dots.
He looks at your Geodude feet. He's like, I got a rock. We're on agreement. Bedsheet Ghost.
Bedsheet Ghost. I think that is
Either new or original Mimikyu variant, but we're in agreement that it's Sheet Ghost.
Yeah.
Glad we all agree on it. Rusty said that Fighting Ground was his Hitmonchan variant, or Hitmonlee variant.
Yeah, I
So
do
how
want
do
to
you
stick
think-
with that. I like that idea a lot.
Yeah.
I don't want to copy him and say this is the sock variant, but let me think about it.
I'll think about another one too because I kind of pre-baked that one in.
Yeah.
So ground fighting.
Yeah.
What?
I think I've got one.
What fights the ground?
So, most wrestling Pokemon are based on like theatrical wrestling, either like lucha libre or sumo wrestling, or just like spectator wrestling, like Incineroar. You could make a Pokemon based on like actual wrestling,
Like freestyle and Greco-Roman.
yeah, Greco-Roman type wrestling.
I like that. So my thing would be,
And it its signature move is like a suplex that it just kind of to the corner.
my thing would be, it would be a fighting kind of in the vein of your humanoid fighting types, but it would specialize in it's an earthbender. It would specialize in the fighting style that earthbending was based off.
Yeah.
And so
I think that's
I can't remember. I used to know.
well, Toph is based on like the grasshopper style.
Yeah.
Oh shoot, what is it? Earthbending is based. Ungar.
Yeah.
Kung Fu.
Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, so we would kind of be Hungar. Yeah, I kind of like that idea. And
Well, there you go.
again, I know that's kind of cheating pop culture, but I think the Nickelodeon people would be flattered.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not litigious at all. Next one is Rock Ghost.
Rock Ghost.
Hmm.
Doesn't already exist.
It's a tombstone.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, no, that makes sense. You name it Doomstone.
Would it have Paris song?
I think so.
No one would run Perish Song on it, but it would have it.
I don't know. You could do Perish Song block.
I was gonna say it could have like Shadow Tag or Arena Trap.
I don't know if I'd give it Shadow Tag, but giving it block.
Yeah.
Because a lot of rock types get block.
Yeah.
Does it have some kind of ability where, like, if you use Rock Smash or Brick Break on it, it takes more damage?
You could do like weak armor.
Yeah.
No, specifically those moves.
I think
You could make that ability.
super duper love making a type based on, or an ability based around.
Yeah, let me think here.
Yeah.
I don't want to keep doing it, but I actually had kind of a cool idea.
A regional
variant of-
Cofagrigus.
I was gonna say regional variant of Clay Doll,
Okay,
like a rock doll.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I recall correctly, Claydol is based on a very like specific like figures found in like ancient China.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's kind of what I'm thinking of. So the ground psychic becomes rock ghost.
Yeah.
And so I think that's I'm more basing that off of its typing, and I think that could be cool because the ground is super effective.
You're still getting that kind of earth spirit.
Yeah, and the ground is super effective on rock, but whereas the ghost is super effective on the psychic.
They kind of balance each other.
So like it's the inverse, like they're the inverse of each other, you know.
Interesting. I don't think I'm going to come up with anything better than Rusty's Tombstone.
No, Rusty's Tombstone absolutely killed that.
That just fits.
Yeah. Now he said Tombstone, and I'm like, shit. How do you beat that?
Yeah.
Well, it's not okay. So don't make it a competition. You're not trying to beat me, but make it better. What can you do, or expand on it a little bit? What does its ability do? What is its specialty? Like Nathan talked about, it having Perish Song, but what else?
Yeah, you can make that Pokemon. Like based on trapping, give it block, give it Perish Song. You can do stuff like that. Gun to my head, make a rock ghost Pokemon. Let me take a think about that. How do you make a rock ghost Pokemon?
Yeah, I went regional variant because that's the cop-out answer.
Yeah.
Again, you're welcome to approve on my idea rather than just. Try, like, you're not trying to make a better one.
Yeah.
Necessarily.
Okay, so hear me out. So the first one is a tombstone. The second one is it's a 3-stage mon. The first one's a tombstone.
Yeah.
The second one's like a mark, like a kind of a bigger like a marker. And the third one's like a mausoleum.
Yeah.
And it gets a special ability that where it like traps it in there.
Kind of like Sandygast.
Yeah.
Is like you've got the little castle and then the very big castle. You got the little headstone and you've got the whole mausoleum.
Its hidden move could be like, so its hidden move could be like almost off of curse, or like memento. Like you the Pokemon sacrifices its
either HP or itself.
And it like greatly lowers, or not greatly, but sharply lowers like their attack, or no, their defenses instead of
If its own its ability is seal away or something, and if it would die to its own effect, it instead has an instant Destiny Bond effect.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So it's harder and easier to trigger than a Destiny Bond. It's some ways harder and some ways easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other thought I was kind of having, rock types tend to be fossils. Fossils tend to be based on dead things.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of the angle I was sort of thinking.
Yeah, we really should have had a ghost fossil already.
Yeah. So yeah, I think I would almost want to design that off of like an extinct species in whatever region we're basing this new region on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I know, and I know this is a bad example, but like the dodo bird,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
Something that went extinct kind of recently.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, like if you were basing it on like the United States, maybe make it based on like a master.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah. So that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Ooh, a regional variant of mammoth swine that's a mastodon.
Something like that.
Rock ghost.
Yeah. Like I said, I would just outright make a new Pokemon, but
Yeah.
that's just me.
I tend to be a very big fan of the regional variants myself.
Yeah.
Well, I can come up with some of my own ideas, but it's hard for me sometimes. So I think,
and there's
I'm trying to come up with my own stuff, but I don't.
I definitely have an easier time thinking of the Pokemon and then working to a type instead of starting with the type and working to.
Yeah, that's kind of what I've.
Okay. Next typing is normal steel.
Normal steel. It's a gun.
Pokemon gun. I'm gonna make you a normal ghost.
Or it's an evolution family of the
So
Caterpillar
hear me
brand
out.
tools.
Hear me out, Nathan.
Yep.
It's the first form of your ghost, of your steel poison.
Okay.
It hasn't gotten its contained. You know,
It's just a Pokemon based on lead.
well, yeah. It's a container. You know.
Yeah.
But it hasn't come into contact with
Radiation, yeah.
with the radiation stuff yet. So it gets a bunch of like. And in my head, it would get a bunch of like, it would get like the move clamp, things like that.
Interesting.
I'm thinking a family of construction equipment,
Yeah, no, that's good too. But
like a steamroller and a backhoe and etc.
Okay.
it's the steel form of Rotom. It can take over construction equipment.
I like it.
Steel norm.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually think of an actual one now.
There's really no reason for Rotom not to have more forms. They keep on sticking it in like bikes and Pokedexes and stuff.
Yep.
Why not give us some battle forms too?
Steel normal could be
Yeah, I'm like everything I'm thinking of. Like, I'm trying to think of a benefit that normal would give steel. Really can't.
makes you immune to ghosts.
Yeah, but you already resist ghost.
Yeah, no, you know.
But I thought we still resist ghost.
No, still not resist ghost. Not anymore. So yeah, I think the real value is you get staff,
Yeah.
which is not bad anymore.
Well, I was kind of thinking, is there a way to like almost like utilize an 8 ability, but I don't.
Yeah.
I think that takes away more than it adds.
Yeah. A Pokemon with the ability Punk Rock, based on an electric guitar, and quote-unquote metal music.
Jack Black, the
All
Pokemon.
those, like, sound-based moves like Hyper Voice.
Yeah. You get Boom Burst.
And yeah, you get like Boom Burst and stuff.
Yeah.
And like metal sound.
Yeah.
And then like it's a pun on metal, the genre of music.
No, that's actually really cool. I like that.
Yeah. Or if not necessarily a Pokemon based on like a living electric guitar, but like a Pokemon that guitar.
Yeah.
Or that like has a guitar built into it, like Toxtricity or something like that.
Yeah.
Even maybe like a regional variant of Toxtricity.
Yeah.
This would have to look like Jack Black.
No, I actually really like that ability. Really like that.
Just like a little gremlin guitar.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's good.
Yeah.
Alright, what's the last one?
The last typing, I believe, was Fairy Fight.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah, Fairy Fighting. There is actually a Fairy Fighting cap creative Pokemon. It's based on a pillow, like a pillow fight. Its name is Kerfluffle.
Okay, that's good.
It's very good. It's a very good design. I'm a huge fan of the cap design. And I really like watching that process happen.
So I was actually
just to provide. I'm sorry to interrupt you here.
No, you're fine.
I'm going to put a little pin in that. Smogon has what's called the Creative Pokemon Project, or CAP, where they have this huge, long, arduous process where they come up with new Pokemon. They've done about 20 or so over their lifespan, and they've been doing this for years. And then they have a whole metagame built around it. And it's very super fun, and it's really cool to watch that from start to finish. So just check that project out if it sounds interesting to you.
Okay.
But
So I was kind of already thinking about this. So I came up with the regional variant of Throw.
Yeah.
So I think this would be the regional variant of Sock.
Okay.
So Fairy Fighting, again, coming at it more like, kind of like a nature power type thing, like a group of, so the group of Throw went into the mountains to harness,
the power of nature or whatever.
the power of nature, and they got lightning. These Throw went deep into a forest and I know this would probably work more with grass, but fuck it, it's my thing.
A lot of times they just treat fairies like grass types like fairies anyway.
Yeah.
There's no the Flabébé line has no business not being grass type.
Yeah, and so and it said that they found a secret teacher or something back there, and just whatever, fairy whatever.
Yeah.
And they learned to master the Fae or whatever. So.
Yeah.
And so, but what I think it would do is you would make him special.
Okay.
Like he would get Focus Blast, Vacuum Wave, and get Moon Blast, things like that. And so I think that would be kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, I know that doesn't necessarily innovate a lot on like the fairy type or the fighting type, but I think that would be a cool difference to make.
So, this is a traditional fairy in design, kind of like Flabébé without the flower.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of very cutesy, very, very tiny little humanoid thing.
Yeah.
And its ability makes physical moves go against the opponent's special defense.
Okay. Like side shot?
Mm-hmm.
Backwards?
Right. So it's like they're punching you with their little fists, but they're also magical fists.
Interesting.
So they're just like pummeling you and kicking you and fighting you, but it deals special damage instead of
Yeah, it
physical
targets
damage.
special defense
Right.
instead of the physical defense.
Right.
Okay. Best I can come up with off the top of my head. It's the Tooth Fairy, but its favorite way of extracting teeth is by punching.
Yes, Nathan, this is what I described. You need to do something different, I said.
So, now I kind of thought about mine for a little. Been thinking about mine for a little while.
Melanie is best gym leader. Sorry.
Best gym leader in this game or best gym leader over?
Period.
Oh, bold statement.
Oh. We are getting some opinions here.
I'm assuming you're talking specifically about design only.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, is Melanie best gym leader or is Melanie best wife?
Best gym leader or what?
Waifu.
Waifu.
Okay.
Nathan?
Yes.
Definitely leaning that direction
I'm
for
going
me.
to make you state an opinion here.
Okay.
Agree or disagree? And if you disagree, I'm going to need to know.
Okay. Is Melanie my favorite gym leader? Or is that what you're asking me?
Sure.
Are you asking me, is Melanie the best design gym leader?
No, I'm asking you. So,
Does Melanie make the best waifu?
yes.
No, I don't think Melanie makes the best waifu.
Who does?
I've always had a soft spot for Jasmine. But that's just me. I really like that she cares for him. I think that's very sweet. And that she, like, brings everything to a halt because, like, if Amphi is down, then the lighthouse is not safe.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, no, this whole game that we play, it doesn't matter, right? We need to take care of this boy.
Right.
So I really like that about Jasmine.
Yeah, that's fair.
Who is the best designed gym leader?
Coolest or, like, most cohesive thing? Just, like, purely, like, oh, that's a cool looking dude, versus, like, who do I think fits the most cohesive theme?
Answer both.
Coolest looking dude.
Or lady.
Yeah, a dude is a genderless term.
Okay.
When I say it. It's a good question.
I would say this is her dynamite.
Yeah, and I get enough damage out of Electro Ball to make it.
If it makes it easier for you, you can also include like E4 and Champion.
Champions are way cool. Gym leader. That's a good question. Gotta think about it.
You can also do the. They're not called gym leaders in Loath.
The trial captains. Yeah.
I think one of the coolest one is the fire trial.
Highway.
Yeah, I think he's really cool.
He is a cool looking dude. Fire dancing.
I also just really love that trial.
It is very, very funny. The interrupting hiker. That's good meme material.
That's good meme material.
How'd you like Highway's design? I might agree with you there. It was my favorite. I do like the design of Drayden. I think his beard looks weird.
Yeah.
I do like me some Clay too.
I really like it. Should kill?
Yeah.
Because you get the electric terrain boost.
Yeah, you did.
Even with a lowered special attack.
Yeah.
From its stats.
Yeah.
I do like the look of Flannery.
I think Flannery's really cool.
Design wise.
Okay, so who do you think like is designed like as the best design like game design? Like, they match their
just
cohesive theme.
Yeah. Like
Lance.
Lance is not a gym leader.
Oh, okay.
Well, they're like, especially they got a lot better as the series went along. Like, what that person's all about, just kind of based on the look.
But at the same time, I think that applies to Lance.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
But again, he's not a gym leader.
Yeah, he's not a gym leader.
Good question.
Okay. Well, I'll take over. So if we're talking about best waifu now, I'm gonna include everybody.
Yeah.
And the easy answer is Cynthia. She could punch me in the face and I would say thank you.
Not a gym leader.
I know. Listen, I know.
Yeah.
But I would just let Cynthia punch me in the face, and I would say thank you.
Yeah.
Also, Rourke is a hunk.
I remember when people were real horny for him.
They were very horny for him.
Yeah.
And low key, can't deny.
Yeah.
You should have been healed already, I believe.
Yeah.
Gym leaders in general just kind of look cool. Kabu, I think, has a cool outfit and everything. Especially in like the later games, I think Blaine's kind of snappy looking suit.
I was gonna mention, I think Blaine has the most cohesive design with his personality and gym and place in the story and everything. Yeah. I think Blaine has the most developed character and synchronized design.
Yeah. If we're going with style, though, you can't not say Giovanni. I know what he's about.
I can definitely not say Giovanni. Giovanni is an Italian man in a suit.
But I mean, like, that is a bad dude.
I would argue that that's an extremely cultural opinion. That's very much influenced by, like The Godfather.
Also, Electric Gym Leader in Gen 4. Volkner.
He's a cool dude.
He's just a cool dude.
Yeah. And his thing is depression. That's hashtag relatable.
That's hashtag relatable. And, like, I get that, man.
I don't know if I necessarily, like, get what he's about, though. Like, especially from, like, his design.
Yeah, but I just want to hold his hand.
Yeah. But I won't deny it. He's just a cool looking. Olympia kind of has pretty cohesive design going on. I like that she speaks only in haiku. I think that's interesting.
Um, Gen 5 pilot.
Skyla. Yeah, that's another one that people go to horny Jim a lot.
Oh yeah, her and Lisa. Yeah, her and Lisa.
Side note: I think it's very fitting that she swaps outfit between games. That's a very model thing to do.
Yeah.
So I really do like Clay.
Yeah, I think Clay is up there with Blaine on design.
Oh yeah, he's definitely one of the more cohesive designers. Sabrina has always been really cool.
Sabrina is very cool. I like this a lot.
Yeah.
I also like Koga.
Yeah.
Sabrina might be coolest design if she was in modern. If she were to appear in a modern game, because I feel like she would basically just be Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow.
You're saying you don't like her whip in Gen 1?
I'm saying it would be a Tony Stark electrical whip.
Yeah.
I'm saying if you designed Sabrina in the modern day, you would literally just design ScarJo's Black Widow.
You have to change her hair from black to red.
Or black to dark purple. Change ScarJo's hair from red to dark purple.
Yeah.
Also, if they would, they should just put her in like a power suit.
She is when she shows up in Coco Star Studio, she kind of has this like Queen of the Darkness thing going on. It's a little bit Morticia Adams.
Yeah, that's I'm Gucci with that. It's good.
I think the last game she showed up in is yeah, I don't know if we came to a conclusive answer here, but I think we definitely discussed some contenders.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a proper move. Anyway, you look at it, you don't necessarily need every gym leader to be the coolest. I think it's more important that like you kind of get what they're about from a glance. And using this game as an example, you know that Alistair's a shy kid. You know that the grass gym leader. Name starts with an M.
God, I could see his face. People got low-key horny over him too.
But yeah, but
people got high-key horny over him. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Well, I just like you know from his design, he's a friendly guy. You know, and his actions reflect that. He's always really encouraging, and he's just a friendly guy. You know, that Kabu takes himself serious, et cetera, et cetera.
I like your hot take, hot take on Kabu being Flannery's father.
Yeah. That's not a hot take, that's a headcanon.
I think it's a hot canon.
There's just enough there that matches that I'm like, I'm suspicious.
Yeah, it probably was. The way they've referenced both having moved. He's from the right region originally. She has a father that moved to be a gym leader somewhere else. Like, there's enough that lines up there that it would be weird if that wasn't the case.
But don't even know if she necessarily in Gen 3 games that it was her father who had the gym before. She's a new gym leader.
Well, she's the new gym leader, and it does say that her grandfather was.
Well, I think in the anime,
No, I specifically remember in the games that her father or her grandfather. There's definitely a legacy thing that she's struggling with.
I'm struggling to remember what is specific to the games and what isn't, because in the anime it was her grandfather. You actually see her grandfather in that. He's like a Typhlosion. He's awesome. But her being a new gym leader, having recently taken over, and him having moved here, I feel like that there's enough there that you can draw conclusions.
All right. I don't think we have any grinding to do before next week. I think we're at a good level. I might look for some flamethrower TRs. That kind of thing. But
you can also, if you just want to save yourself some time, go over and get Burning Jump.
Yeah. I'm kind of struggling with whether or not to do that on stream.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a good stream. We caught up with where Ian was. We continue to keep pace. If you would like to see that stream, it's an egg lock that he is doing that Nathan and I challenged him to do. And well, he challenged us to challenge him to do it. And that runs on Wednesdays.
Yep.
Thursday is the day of the bird. So we will not we will not be streaming Thursday because we will be consuming the bird.
Yep.
And then Friday we'll be back with my Storm Silver run.
Yeah.
So that sounds fun. And remember that we love you and bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.